One sister, she asked this question. About Dajjal. We know there is a hadith, and she actually quoted the hadith. I want to show you this question to you so you know what is happening. So this is the question. She said, I have a question. Assalamu alaikum, brother. And then she said, so the hadith talks about the Dajjal followers, 70,000. Esfahan from the Yahudi will coming together with Dajjal together with Dajjal. Okay, so the question has a little bit of contradiction because the Dajjal can only come from one place, either Esfahan from Iran or from Khorasan. Which one is correct? So she's asking, the question she really has, where they are going to, like where Dajjal will go to with these followers, with this 70,000 followers. So I'm going to be answering you. The first thing that I want to tell you is that there is a hadith about Dajjal being followed by the Yahudis. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that yattabaw Dajjal min Yahudi Espahan, and then he said sabu'una alfa alayhim toyalisatu. Toyalisatu is like a shawl, wearing Persian shawl. Okay, this is what they call it, toyalisatu. But they will be also wearing crown, like jewels, and they will be, and he will be followed by this Yahudi who will be wearing this nice clothes, and it looks like they are very wealthy. This Yahudi, they are not poor people. They are very wealthy. They are probably very influential as well. But they will follow him. So the question is, so this is the first thing that I want to mention to you, that there is a hadith about that indeed the Yahudi will follow Dajjal. The question she's asking is that if they are going to follow him, where they are going to. Now, the first answer I want to give you is that is a question where people ask where Dajjal will come from. What is the origin? Okay, what is happening? Like, where is it coming from? I mean, this sister, she asked me this question. If he's being followed by this Yahudi, 70,000, where he's taking them and where is his origin? Like, where is Dajjal? Okay, let's put it this way. How come we do not have any clear location? How come we do not have any clear indication from the hadith where he will be coming from? Because it looks like sometimes we read from hadith, we read that he's coming from the east. Sometimes we read it from another hadith that talks about he's coming from Iran. Like in this case, the sister quoted the hadith. So what is going on? Like, where is Dajjal? Where is coming from? Is there any contradiction, or is there different hadiths mentioning multiple locations from where Dajjal will come, right? So this is a very valid question, because sometimes the hadith talks about this place, then another time the hadith talks about that place. What is going on? And the sister said, I'm confused. And you will be, you will be, unless you have a collection of hadiths and then you go over these hadiths to find out exactly what is happening. So you have to see, you have to connect the dots, in other words, right? You cannot just pick a hadith from Sahih al-Muslim or Bukhari or Sunan from the four Sunan and then say, well, I found where Dajjal is coming from. You cannot pick one book. You have to read as many hadiths as possible in order to find out, in order to get a good idea. So we find Rasulullah, he actually, subhanallah, he mentioned this hadith, and this hadith is very, very specific, very, very clear as to where Dajjal will come from. After this, there should not be any doubt. And the hadith is reported in Sunan Ibn Majah. I believe it was narrated by Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anh. Listen to this hadith, very, very important. This is the hadith that you can use. Now, this is a Hasan hadith. Hasan hadith basically means a hadith that can be agreed on. Okay, it is agreeable. Okay, we can agree with it. Doesn't make this hadith a sahih. Sahih hadith is after mutawatir. Okay, mutawatir hadith is like multiple chains of narration. So if a hadith is mutawatir, that means that hadith is this hadith can never be false. Mutawatir hadith is the highest rank in terms of the validity of the hadith. And then comes sahih, then comes Hasan hadith, then comes Da'if hadith. Okay, Da'if hadith is the weak hadith. This hadith is Hasan, means we can agree with this. So I agree with this, especially now that we have seen who is the narrator is Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anh. So we can say, okay, let's agree with this, because really this hadith gives us a very good idea and a solid logic, or solid reasoning, I should say, as to where Dajjal will come from. Rasulullah said, now listen to the hadith, very, very important. The Prophet said that Anna Dajjala yakhruju min ard. Okay, Anna Dajjala yakhruju min ard. Indeed, the Messenger of Allah says that Dajjal will emerge. Okay, yakhruju min ard bil mashriki yuqalu laha Khurasan. Bil mashriki means from the east, a place called Khurasan. So we know from this hadith, it is absolutely clear from this hadith that he will be coming from a place called Khurasan. Where is Khurasan? Northern part of Afghanistan, and also part of Iran is also Khurasan. Subhanallah, there is no contradiction in the hadith. When Rasulullah said that the Dajjal will be followed by Yahudi in Esfahan in Iran, Iran is also part of Khurasan. But the actual Khurasan in its truest sense is Afghanistan. So he said that يَتْبَعُهُ أَقْوَامٌ كَأَنَّ أُجُوهَهُمْ الْمَجَانُ الْمُطْرَقَةُ. Basically means the people who will follow him. Now, Khurasan, this is why Khurasan is not Iran in this hadith. Okay, the reason is for that is because Rasulullah is not only telling us where he's coming from, but also giving us description who will follow him, like who will be the first group of people who follow him. These are the people whose faces are like hammered shield, flat face, in other words. And we see this kind of people in Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan. I'm not 100% sure, but I have seen some brothers from that part of the region, and you see their faces are like hammered shield, like flat face. So there is a good possibility that the Dajjal will come from those places. So it could be again from Afghanistan directly, but it's part of the Khorasan, which is vast. But it is possible he can come from Afghanistan, that part of the region, but Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Mongols, that part where they live, he will come from there. So there is no question where Dajjal will be emerging from. Okay, let that be clear. And this is a Hasan hadith. Now the hadith that talks about he will be followed by the Yahudi, we can say it from the hadith, يَتَّبَوْ دَجَّلَ مِنْ يَهُدِ أَزْبَهَنْ سَبْعُونَ أَلْفَ عَلَيْهِمُ طَوَيَلِسَةُ. We can say from the hadith that Dajjal will come from Khorasan, okay, that place, Afghanistan, northern part of Afghanistan. Then he will go to who? Where? Iran, Esfahan or Esfahan. So Dajjal is in Khorasan right now. Then he is moving towards Iran with his followers. 70,000 Yahudi will follow him. And he also have followers who are hammered shield faces, flat faces, Yahudi. And then we can understand from another hadith, Dajjal will try to go to Al-Quds, okay, Jerusalem, Masjid Al-Aqsa. And there is a hadith in Imam Ahmad, he narrated in the hadith, he said Dajjal will not be able to enter into Jerusalem, Al-Quds, Masjid Al-Aqsa, that's what we call it. He will not be able to enter it because the angels will prevent him not only from that place but also from Mecca and Medina. Okay, so he in that same narration, Imam Ahmad, he said he will not be able to enter Al-Aqsa and also Mecca. He did not say Medina in that, but we know from another hadith that Dajjal will not be able to enter Medina. So he will try to enter into Masjid Al-Aqsa with his followers, the Yahudi, because remember, the Yahudi at this time, they are being displaced by who? By who? The Yahudi are being kicked out one more time. By who? By the Mahdi. Remember I told you the Mahdi, he will have the army from Khorasan. They will go and liberate Jerusalem. So the responsibility and the power, the land of Jerusalem, Holy Land, will fall into the hand of Mahdi and his army. So Muslim will liberate Masjid Al-Aqsa, Al-Quds. They will also liberate, we know, Constantinople. At that time, the Dajjal will come. So it all makes sense. It's all logical. So Dajjal will try to go to Masjid Al-Aqsa. He will not be able to go there because he's been kicked out. Then what he will do is he will be in that area. okay, surrounding area, Masjid Al-Aqsa, Al-Quds. He'll not leave that place because he will be killed there actually. We know the gate of Lud is L-U-D, Lud or Lord, is where he will be dissolved when Isa ibn Maryam will just look at him. So the point here is that he will not leave that place. Rather, he will travel throughout the world, and you will always find him hovering over that holy land. Okay, so Dajjal is now not inside Holy Land, but in surrounding area, where he will have Yahudi following him, and he will not only that, he will wait for the Malhamatul Kubra to take place. Dajjal will wait. Dajjal will not join the Malhamatul Kubra that we talk about, the Malhamatul Uzma, the fierce battle we talk about. And this battle will take place where? In Da'bik, لا تقوم الساعة حتى Rome build Da'bik. The hour will not establish until the Romans will camp in Al-Da'bik in Syria. That place is where the Muslims will meet. So Dajjal is right now where? In close proximity of the Holy Land, Al-Quds. Okay, and he's waiting for the battle. So the battle takes place, and then Shaitan will come and tell the Muslims, do you know that Dajjal took over your households? Do you know what is happening? Your women are joining him. So the Muslim will march to Medina, but it will be false news, because the news will be proclaimed by who? Shaitan, Iblis. And then Muslim will come back. The Mahdi will be in the army. They will pray. They will fix their ranks, and they will pray after they defeat the Romans. They will pray in Syria. It's all happening in Syria, in Damascus, okay, in Asham. Isa ibn Maryam will descend. Imam Mahdi will lead the prayer. Then they will go to Dajjal. Okay, then they will go and meet Dajjal. You follow me? And then Isa ibn Maryam, he will kill Dajjal by looking at him. Dear my sisters, the thing is that things are very, very clear. Wallahi, like I'm so excited right now that I can tell you exactly what will happen. Wallahi, these things will happen by the permission of Allah. Allah Azza wa Jal knows how this all will play out. But after reading so many hadiths, inshallah, I can tell you that what I found out from the hadith, this is the sequence of events. Okay, so Dajjal will be followed by the Yahudi, and he will try to take them to Jerusalem, but he will not be able to enter because the angels are protecting Jerusalem. But at the same time, the Yahudi, they want to go there. They desire to liberate the land again through Dajjal, through their Masih. Remember, they're waiting for the Masih. I have few comments here. Assalamu alaikum. Rezo, wa alaikum salam, brother. Nisar Mumin, wa alaikum salam. Fighting to the flat face. Okay. You can, inshallah, leave your comments in the comment section below. I'm not going to be keeping you guys for too long. I already took so much time. This was a very, very interesting conversation. Very, very interesting topic. I appreciate your question. Sister, she sent me this question. I hope and I would like to request you guys to send me this questions, okay, through WhatsApp. If you don't know my WhatsApp, the sister has it. I will give it to you through email, through any means, any way possible. Just hit me up with questions. Inshallah, by the will of Allah, I have the answer for you for the end of time questions. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I have Rokumari Ed. I have also Dude Sakam. That's a funny name. Sahil Nisar Momin. So again, leave your comment with your question, and I will get back to you in a second. Assalamu